Z. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4.
Hello everybody, today we're gonna have a little breakdown on the song Z from the first book of Rockschool. It's from the debut book of drums. Z is normally the song that I would like to start to work with my students. It's got this kind of really funny funk and hip hop beat, and most of my students really enjoys that. I'm obviously using and referring a lot to the traditional writing on drums, but I always will do a lot of practical application of it. So even if you're not familiar too much with it, you should be still able to practice and enjoy it. Okay, let's have a look on it. So let's have a look on part A, which is only the first line. On the first line you got 4 bars. The first 3 are identical. Hi-hat is going on the 8th notes all the way through, and basically all the way through most of the song, except for this part here where we get there later. So hi-hat all the same, bass drums on first, second and third beat, and snare drum on the 4th. It's the same for bar 2 and bar 3. On bar 4 you got 2 bass drum and 2 snare drums. Part B is where the beats really start. Once again, you have hi-hat on all the 8 notes, all the way through the whole part B, and snare drum on 2 and 4 on the typical pop rock ostinato kind of groove. So 2 and 4 on each of these bars, except for the last one, bar 12, where you have on the 2 and on the end of 2, and on the 4 and the end of 4. The real challenge and what really changes is the bass drum, where, as you can see, it got a different kind, it moves around the beat quite a lot. For that purpose, I wrote an exercise that is based to a lot of older exercises that already exist on independence of the bass drum, which is once again is the main feature on pop and rock. So here's the exercise that will help you with that. As you can see, the hands, hi-hats and snare drum will stay in the same position while the bass drum moves around. I would recommend to repeat each exercise twice, and as you can see at the end on line 14 and on the part 15, I just left free without any bass drum in order for you just to make up your own lines and just keep on practice with this kind of grooves. On part C, we got one of the things that challenges my students the most, at least at the beginning, because sometimes, especially if you're not that confident with the traditional writing, the concept of 8 notes, there are those notes over here. For every beat you play 2 hi-hats, so 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then you get in here on part C where you play actually the quarter notes, which is the beat, the metronome. So lots of people think that at the beginning that here you have to play slower or faster. It's not about slow and fast, it's actually half and double. And here you're playing only the beats, apart from bar 4 where hi-hat goes back on 8 notes. Here's an exercise that will help you understand this concept. We're getting into part D. Part D is the end of the song. There's nothing that changes a lot compared to part B. So main groove with different bass drum variation for 4 bars. Then on the second bar you have once again the snare drum on 4 ends, like the end of part B. And then on the end you just have to finish on the 1. So that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time for the next song.